Hi, I just want to relay a little experience I had a couple of months ago in regards to energy healing. I'd learnt about it and knew I shouldn't be doing it, but at this point I thought could be beneficial as I won it and it wasn't going to cost me anything. So I went along to get this energy healing, Reiki it's called, and had this session. I didn't feel too good afterwards. I had a bit of a headache. And I come home, well, before I come home, the practitioner who was doing the treatment for me suggested different colours, stones and things to help heal the things that were the energy that was out of line or whatever of my body. So I went and bought these stones at one of the new age shops, and along with some sage and some other kind of burners to put the sage in and things like that. And I brought them home and lit them up on the mantelpiece, and I'd also bought myself a bracelet with different colour stones on it. And I didn't feel good about it, to be honest. I'd still got the headache, and this was the same evening. And my son was staying with me at the time, and I said to him, "No, it doesn't feel right." So I started watching videos on Christians and energy healing, and came across a couple of videos with people who were Christians who used to be Reiki masters. And obviously found out that it wasn't what they thought it was, and it was a kind of idol worship, the energies they pull in from the universe and things like that, they say. And were saying that it made them feel bad, and they stopped doing it. So when I was thinking about this, and I wasn't feeling good about it at all, so I gathered up all the stuff that I'd just bought, and my son was down there at the time, and I took it outside to throw it in the bin. And just as I was throwing it in the bin, there was this awful demonic screaming noise from everywhere and nowhere that I heard, and my son heard it as well. It did freak us out a bit, to be honest. It's like a howling demonic noise. It's like, don't like that at all. Come back inside quickly after throwing that stuff out, and I got a blessing off my son to remove anything that had been done through the energy work, and then I rededicated the house again. And actually, also whilst that was happening, my next door neighbour and his girlfriend started having a massive row outside, which they've never done since I've lived here, and it seemed like all hell had broken loose. Like this house was the only Christian house, and it was holding the fabric together in our street of good versus evil. But it made me come to think, which was something I already knew, like there's only two powers. There's the power of God and there's the power of Satan. There is no middle ground. You're either serving one or the other. So when you see these healings and that aren't of God using the priesthood power, it's using some other power, and Satan will lead you down with a flaxen cord. As long as he gets your soul, he will heal you further through this time. But if he leads you away from God and away from Jesus Christ, he will do that, and he'll heal you. He'll make you feel good for a little time, but he gets your soul, because then you forget to rely on who is the power and who has the real healing power, which is Jesus Christ. So just for anybody who's considering getting energy treatments and things like that, look into it, do your research, go on YouTube. There's lots of stories out there from Christians who've become Reiki masters themselves, who've seen the error of their ways and come out of it. But they're the ones that they can tell you themselves. I wish I'd looked. I mean, I did know, and it was just something, as I say, I've been going through a difficult time. It was just one of the things that I thought I'd try anything to help. but that didn't help. Just rely on the priesthood power, the power that God has given to his restored church. And yeah, that was my short message for tonight. You all have a good evening, and catch you later.